welcome to Beautiful and Beloved. So glad you're here today. I'm going to read to you from the Voice Bible in Genesis 1. It says, "Now let us conceive a new creation, humanity, made in our image, fashioned according to our likeness, and let us grant them authority over all the earth, the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, domesticated animals and the small creeping creatures of the earth." So God did just that. He created humanity in his image, created them male and female. Then God blessed them and gave them this directive: "Be fruitful and multiply, populate the earth, and make you trustees of my estate. So care for my creation and rule over the fish of the sea, the birds of the sky, and every creature that roams across the earth." The crown of God's creation is a new creature, a creature that can sound the heartbeat of its creator. That creature, made male and female, reflects God's own relational richness. The human family is to join God in the ongoing work of creation. The earth below and the sky above, with all their inhabitants, are too beautiful and too good to be left alone. They need the tender care and close attention that only God's favored creature can give. That's so good. Gosh, it's so good. Today, y'all, we're going to talk about being creative. My chair's all. Yeah, it's like. We're going to talk about being creative and what that looks like and what that means, and if you are creative, which, spoiler alert, you are creative. That is what we're talking about. I know there are lots of people. I was a person for many, many years who would say, like, I am not creative. I think at one point, at some time in my life, I had tried. I was making something with somebody, and they, like, hated my idea, or they told me something was bad, and I, like, from that point on, like, I couldn't feel creative. I couldn't feel like I could participate in creating beautiful things. And it lasted for a very, very long time for me. So maybe you're one of those people. Maybe you're one of those people who thinks, like, I do math, I do science, I don't do creative stuff. Or, like, I read and things like that, but, like, I can't write, or I can't paint, or I can't build, or whatever it is that you feel like you cannot do that makes you not creative. I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, shut those lies up. Yes, it's true. There are some of us that are more gifted at painting than others of us. But just because you cannot paint a work of art doesn't mean, one, that you shouldn't paint. And it also doesn't mean that you are not creative. Because God of the universe created you in his image. He created you to be creative because you are created in his creator image. So you're creative. You just are. And there are lots of different ways you can be creative, right? Have you ever, like that movie A Beautiful Mind, right? Where he's doing like all the math on the whiteboard and stuff. That's incredible. That's creative. That's beautiful. That's incredible work of art done with numbers. So maybe that's where you're creative. Or maybe you're good at building stuff. Maybe your creativeness comes through in what you build. My husband loves to work with wood. He builds things all the time for us. He creates answers to problems all the time. It's fascinating how creative he is, but I don't think he would call himself creative. And for years, I never called myself creative. I stayed far away, actually, from anything that could be considered trying to be creative because I didn't want to fail at it. But when I was pregnant with my daughter, something happened to me. Growing in my womb awoke something in me, and I started like sewing, and I opened my own Etsy shop, and I like made everything in her bedroom. I made her mobile. I made like passy clips. I made everything. I like was just obsessed with creating. It's like it had been so locked away inside of me that when I got the opportunity to let it out, I went a little nuts with it. But here's the deal. Since you're made to be creative, if you are not creating, then you're lacking. Then you're not living the wholehearted life. You're not living the beautiful and beloved life that you're being called to. So I'm going to read you, I'm going to sneeze here in a second. There's this book called I should edit all this stuff out, like my squeaky chair and the sneeze, but I just don't think I will. There's a book called The Artisan's Soul. It's probably backwards to you guys. It is by Erwin Raphael McManus, and it's full of beautiful, beautiful things to tell you if you feel like you are not creative. If you feel like the title of creator or artist is not for you, then this is a book you should read. And if you are creative, and if you walk in that, and you own it, and you're fully like, yes, I am creative, and I paint, and I do all these things, then you should also still get it, because it's still really good. Some of the things that he says in his book are: one, that a soul that is free and alive is a soul that creates. Meaning that if you're feeling stifled, if you're feeling like you are not creative, if you feel like you cannot create, then there is something inside of you that is holding you back. That you are not fully free and not fully alive yet. But you can be. You can begin to create. And whatever creation looks like to you, it might be different. It might be gardening. You could be a creative gardener. Sorry, I'm just coming up with ideas right now. He says, we are both works of art and artists at work. Art reveals who we are and who we long to be, and we breathe, therefore we create. Because we were created. We were created, we were given the breath of God. And because we breathe, we are called to create and to care for creation. That is one of the most humbling and incredible things that I think I've ever come to understand about myself. Is that my life is to create. That I was created to create and to care for God's creation. That's beautiful. So if you are one of the people, like I was, who sits and thinks that it's so glorious that people can bring beauty into the world, that creativity is something that's for the masses but not for you, I want to challenge you today to think about a gift that God gave you, maybe that you haven't used in a long time, that could be considered creative. We talked last time about dry bones and what dry bones look like. Maybe the dry bones in your life is creativity, is that you have not gotten a chance to get creative. So, get out there, get creative, whatever that looks like for you. If it's painting a really bad picture, paint a really bad picture. Because getting your hands in the paint, smelling the paintbrushes, all of that awakens something in you. If it's putting your hand in some clay and making a pot that will hold literally nothing, do that. If it's gardening, if it's building, if it's painting like wood or something that's not like an actual painting, just spitballing some stuff out here. Maybe your art and your creativity is in fashion. Hey, that's a gift right there that you should share with the world. So whatever it is that God put in you that makes you creative, it's there. I'm challenging you to breathe into it this week. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you back here next week. You are beautiful and you're beloved. And it is the most true thing about you. So live your life like you believe that. If you want more from Beautiful and Beloved, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel here, and you can also visit us at beautifulandbeloved.com for more of what I do to tell the world that they in fact are beautiful and beloved.